Hey YouTube, it's Katie. How are you guys? Today is July 20th, Wednesday. Tomorrow's my weigh-in day, but while I had the time, I wanted to sit down and do a video. A lot to talk about. I want to start with saying I have been watching so many videos around people either being stuck, stalled, binging, a lot of that together. It really has got me thinking and wanted to talk about that, to a point as well, but in relation to my specific journey. But I have a quote that actually is on my refrigerator, and it has saved me a couple times when I am bored, walking to the refrigerator and just out of boredom wanting to snack and eat on crap. But I want to read this because I think it applies a lot to the overall big picture of what we're doing in this whole weight loss, community, if you will. The quote says, "Great change may not happen right away, but with effort, even the difficult may become easy." So, yes, there are speed bumps, and there are times when we are just like, F it all, I am done trying. We feel like we sabotage ourselves by eating crap, by shoveling food in our face, having moments of, weakness or whatever you want to call it. I know it seems, like everything ends in that moment. And I've had those experiences, so I will talk about that as well. But I just commend a lot of people for coming on talking about that stuff because, when I was new post-op, I don't know if I really wanted to watch these kinds of videos, but I cannot stress how crucial and important they are with this process. I had my surgery December 17th of 2009. So I'm a year and a half plus out. This is stuff that truly happens. I even put a quote on my YouTube, Facebook saying, weight loss surgery is a roller coaster and my brain is the amusement park that it houses it. So I cannot be more correct on that currently. So here's what I'll say. I want to start with numbers. My starting weight was 308.6 pounds. That was 83 weeks ago. Today I weighed in at 174 pounds, which means I am finally moving out of the 175ville. I literally have bounced between 175 and 180 for God knows how long. So I'm still not in the clear, but I am now under that 175 mark. Thank God. So as of today, I've lost about 135 pounds. Super ecstatic about that. My goal weight is 155 pounds, so I am 19 pounds from my goal. That's kind of crazy. So that's that. So that's numbers. So I talked about the videos. Okay, so I want to talk about my personal struggle, what I have noticed recently that I really maybe haven't been aware of before until just this week, if you will. So I'm currently, when I have alone time, I'll put it this way, and mind you, it doesn't happen often. I have my husband here, my dog at home, my family lives close, I've got my BlackBerry with my friends, I've got friends in general, whatever, but on my BlackBerry I've got my support group as well, which consists of Casey Quinn and Vex Gets Banded. There's really not a downtime moment that I have in my life, okay? And if there is downtime, it's not much time. But I'm off work currently, and I notice that I have a lot of downtime. And what that means is I'm sitting here and I'm not hungry, okay? I see food commercials. My brain starts thinking about food. Then I feel this anxiety coming over about food. Then I start thinking about the refrigerator. Then I start picturing in my head what's in our refrigerator. I know we've got chicken parmesan. I know we have salad. I know I have the Jello cheesecake. I know I have salads. I know I have chicken breast meat. I can make a salad. I know in the freezer I've got the Weight Watchers strawberry shortcake. This is the thought process that goes on in my head. I'm constantly running a play-by-play of what we have in our house. What sounds good? Do I want to eat it now? Am I hungry? Not really. Do I want to eat it anyway? I literally will pace back and forth into the kitchen, and the other night is kind of when I had my moment. I talk to people, you know, who have had issues with binging. I don't believe I had that specific instance happen in my life, but here's the closest I can say of my journey of what's happened to me. The other night, it was about 11:30 in the evening. My husband had gone to bed. I didn't have to wake up the next morning, so I was still up awake. My accountability people, of course, you know, in bed, they have to work the next day. So here's my downtime. From 11:30 to about 1:30 in the morning, I'm sitting on the couch with no one to talk to on the phone, no one in the house to talk to. It was just me alone. It's a really weird emotion or thought process to explain to somebody. And the only way I can really say to you is, you know, it's kind of like an addiction. I will start with the fact that I was not hungry. I had eaten my calories for the day, I had drank my water, I had worked out, I was content. However, the thought process starts to kick in. I start to visualize the refrigerator and what all we have in the house, knowing that we have all this good food. I can make this, I can go eat this, and then come back on the couch, and then I see all these food commercials. So it's a constant thought process that's going on back and forth. So I get up, I pace the kitchen, I tell myself, I talk myself out of it, so I go sit back down. Then it kicks back up again. Go back in the kitchen, do a little circle, open the cabinets, close the cabinet, go to the refrigerator, open the refrigerator, stand there, look at everything, close it, see the picture on the fridge of me at my highest weight, decide I'm not eating, I'm not hungry, go sit down. So I go sit down. This goes on for literally about an hour and a half before I cave. So about 1 a.m., it was almost as if I felt like I was deflated. I had no one to reach out to say, I'm about to eat my face off. I need someone to wake me up and say, stop, you're not hungry, you're just bored. You're just going back to your previous habits of just eating just to fill space, if you will. So I go into the kitchen, and in a matter of 30 minutes, I consumed about 600 calories of stuff. What I ate, I couldn't even, honestly, I know I had chips and guacamole, I had a lean pocket meatball mozzarella thing, I had a strawberry shortcake thing from Weight Watchers, I had a pickle, it was just shit, just not even stuff I was hungry for. And here's the weird part. During the whole process of me doing this, I'm thinking, you're not even hungry, stop eating. You know you're going to be pissed in the morning, be on the scale, just stop. Don't make another, you know, trip to the kitchen. Just put it away, you're done. But I kept going. It's not that I was oblivious to what I was doing, I was very much aware. The weird part is half of me really felt satisfaction with eating these foods. The other half was a complete opposite guilt of being pissed off and knowing I'm going to hate myself in the morning. So after I was done, you know, I went to bed. I woke up. Somehow I did not gain weight. In fact, I lost about a half a pound. Knowing that almost made me like, oh, thank God. I'm going to get, you know, forget yesterday. It was a speed bump. It was a mistake. You know, in this whole time of having lap band, I don't think that my husband and I have had like a true sit-down conversation as far as what my issues were with food. You know, my husband quit smoking, and so I relate to him with that. I'm like, you know how when you're bored at work, you just grab a cigarette because it's just what you do. It's not that you're needing a cigarette at that moment, you're just bored. He's like, yeah, I'm like, that's my issue with food. It was very therapeutic for me that next day to like have a conversation with my husband about it. He came home from work and he was like, what's wrong? Something's up. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. So I start telling him all this and he's like, oh my God, like, Katie, you're normal. This is normal. Like, everybody you know, you're breaking yourself of an addiction. Whether it's food, cigarettes, whatever it is, you're breaking yourself of it. He's like, while you feel like, you know, you have completely thrown out the past 80 to 83 weeks of your success. Look what you've done. Like, you've lost 135 pounds. You know, you are a completely normal, thin-looking person. You can't let, you know, this 2-hour time gap of your life dictate your entire future and or negate what you've done. And here's the thing, my husband and I haven't had this conversation before, and so it was almost like he was like, oh my God, like this is really an issue. It's not that I was just 300 pounds and wanted to have weight loss surgery. There was some serious issues with me just filling space, not even being hungry, with just eating crap food. So for me, it was just extremely therapeutic. And not only talking to him, but talking to my accountability, people the next day. Just being honest about it, Here's why I feel crappy. Here's what happened. Nobody was around. It's not anybody's fault. But it was almost like I had a green light to behave badly. And that's not okay. But that doesn't mean that I can't change it and go forward. And, that's why I love that quote, literally. Great changes may not happen right away. We get this, but with effort, even the difficult become easy. So these are difficult times, that we need to push through, myself specifically. It's so easy to sit here and say, it's all right, it won't happen again. That's not really realistic. A lot of it could be, we've deprived ourselves of certain foods for so long and you just really effing want it, and so you're going to eat it, fine. It could just be that, for my trigger is the alone time, downtime. I'm used to having someone around me, whether it's on the phone, in the room, down the street, whatever it may be. But this is, I'm aware of it. So hopefully with time it will get easier. That's all I can say. I can't dwell on it because I will get to my goal of 155 pounds. I have no time limit. I don't care if it takes me 4 years from now. I'm not going to quit. And one of the things I talked to my husband about was, I wanted to I will get a tattoo that I've talked about before once I reach my goal of 155 pounds. But while I was talking to him about all this stuff, I started crying and I said, I'm so terrified to be that person who gets this tattoo with this great meaning and then can't uphold the meaning. What if I gain weight? What if I look at it every day and I'm pissed and resent myself? He's like, then change it. You wanted to do something before? You did. If you want to do something then, you will. And I'm like, why does that sound so easy? I think sometimes we put so much thought and analyzation into this whole entire process, and it's true. If you want to change something, you physically can change something. So I know that once I hit that goal of 155 pounds and I see that tattoo on my wrist daily, if I'm up a little bit in weight, I can and I will get back to my goal weight. That maintenance phase, that tattoo will stay there as a constant reminder. So for me, I'm excited about that, and I just had to, change up the mental piece of it. Yes, there are going to be speed bumps, but going over a speed bump does not make you wreck your car. You can still drive. That's the analogy I, picture when people like us out there are having these moments of weaknesses and feeling really, really crappy about it. And I know it sucks. It's a bad feeling, but that doesn't mean you're going to stop driving the car, right? There's going to be speed bumps, absolutely, but you're going to keep driving. So that's that. So I wanted to talk about it because there's so many videos I've watched, and people who are just starting out with lap band or gastric or whatever it is, you will hit a point, some point down the journey where what your band can hold. We know that you're missing out on certain foods that maybe you can try to have them. Whatever it is, you will push the limits at some point. But it's important to know that those slip-ups happen, but you can easily turn around the next day, the next week, the next month, whatever it may be, whatever time frame you need to recoup from it and understand it. That's the beauty of it. It's the power of the mind to change, what you want to do and make it happen. So that's that piece of it. I last night sat up and watched a whole bunch of my old videos, not just my own, but certain people's videos. Just because I want to go back to those moments when I felt truly amazing. One of my accountability partners, Bex Gets Banded, just reached, I believe, a 90-pound loss mark, and that's huge. So I went back and watched that time frame of when I hit it, and you can just see the excitement. I miss, the closer I get to goal, the harder it is, to have those really big milestones. My two biggest milestones in my first year of having weight loss surgery were to lose 100 pounds and then to get to Wonderland. And I hit those before my 1 year anniversary. And I went back and watched those videos, and it just filled me with goosebumps and joy and everything, because I thought that was such an awesome moment. And I've forgotten that, and I don't want to forget it. I mean, I'm living that life in that body, so I shouldn't be forgetting it. So Anyway, I've been watching videos, just getting myself back in that mental mindset of just enjoying this, knowing I will get there. It may take a long time, and that's okay. I'm still putting the effort forth. The effort piece will not change. So let's talk some non-scale victories. On top of the scale, you know, there's always non-scale victories to keep you held together. I ran my fastest 5K that I've ever ran on a treadmill. I ran a 5K, which is 3.11 miles, or 3.1, whichever you look at it as, in 29 minutes and 5 seconds. I was hauling some ass. My fastest I think I've ever ran was maybe like 31 or 32 minutes. So I kept increasing the speed. So I was really proud about that. That's awesome. I did the Couch 5K program. I would strongly recommend it to anybody who's wanting to know what kind of exercise to get into. I love it. There's something therapeutic. There is for sure, a post-workout swagger emotion you get when you leave. Like, you're just on cloud 9 forever. It's amazing. So that was one of them. I've been doing spin class a lot, and I am loving it. I am dripping. I am soaking wet. It's to good music. I love it. I love it. And I'm loving it so much so that even when there's not a spin class going on, I still will go to the YMCA and get my own little spin bike and do my own little spin class to myself with my own music on my iPod, and it's amazing. I love it. What else? Clothes-wise, I'm in my size 8 jeans from American Eagle. I bought a pair of 10 skinny jeans. I have 19 pounds to go. I'm in medium tops. Yeah, I mean, this is my point. I could go on and talk about the stress and the mental game of this surgery. However, following it up with the fact that I have lost 135 pounds, I am 19 pounds to my goal weight. I have become, I can't even want to say this, that sounds weird saying that. I have become and am becoming that Katie in my first video or second video that I talked about, that someday I just want me to show. This is me. I'm becoming that person, and I'm damn close. That last layer, I'm getting ready to pull it off, that 19 pounds. It's gonna happen. I mean, I have complete and utter faith in myself. I know that. Even at times when I put too much stress on myself, it's going to happen. So that is that. That's why I wanted to do this video today while it's on my mind. I had time to do it. I'm going to see the 160s. I am going to see the 160s in the next 2 weeks. Period. Hold me to it. Also, if you're on my YouTube Facebook account, I put in some food pictures of just stuff that I eat. I always like to look at what other weight loss surgery patients are eating, just because I'm curious to kind of switch up your food regimen. So if you're on there as well, check those out. I'll put some pictures in as well. Maybe not on this one, maybe the next one, just because I'm probably talking my face off. So that's that. Thank you guys so much for those of you who made videos and showed your true, honest emotion with this process, whether it's binging, possible eating disorders, your lack of, fully committing yourself at this stage in the game. I truly appreciate it, because this is what this is about. There's great things, and there's also speed bumps. But again, that doesn't make us stop, and give up. It's not for me. So thank you guys, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye.